Okay, so um, I did create a report to kind of be a one-stop shop for any daily log data you might want to see, and this is going back to your first question, Corey. Um, let's see what yeah, PDF on a monthly basis, capturing all segments of the daily log and containing all staff. Yep. So if you go into company or project level, so if you wanted a report to span across all the projects you're on, you would go to company level. If you want it to just be on one project, you would go to that project and go to project level 360 reporting. Then here in the assigned reports, you should see two items. One's going to be the daily log 360 report, and then one's going to be the single tool report. They both kind of show the same thing, same things, but just formatted a little differently. You can do some different filtering with the 360 report. So we figured we'd share them both and kind of give you all the option on which one you'd rather use. But let's jump into this 360 report, give you a quick little demo. So you'll see the tabs up top. There's a tab for each entry type, except for photos. There's not really anything to report on for photos, but every other entry type will be here. They're in the same order that they appear in the daily log. Let's look at the quantities one. That's probably the best example. So while this loads up, each tab is kind of formatted the same as far as these groupings go. Um, And actually, before we talk about that, let me just tell you what this is about right here. So this is a filter that is going to automatically be applied to each tab. Essentially, this is filtering out test projects. So like the sandbox, we have this filter on so that none of the data from those test projects is showing up here. So this will be just data from live, real projects. Um, So as far as the groups go that are set up here, the highest level group is going to be the district. So people like us in central office, we need to see things from multiple districts. So high level, we want to be able to split it up between districts. If you're, you know, just on projects in one district, which most people are, it'll only show your district here. So you can click into a district. Then the next level is going to be the type of project. Say you want to see just quantities from your schedule project program. Then we could click schedule here. The next level is going to be the projects themselves. So these are all the schedule projects active in Richmond right now. And you can see these totals kind of reflect for each level of grouping. So Richmond as a whole has entered over 2 million, I guess, units of various quantities. And then they happen to be all schedule right now. You can see that number's the same once you get to the schedule group. And then with each project, you'll see that total for the project. Then once you click into a project, for quantities specifically, there's one more group, and that's going to be by the pay item. So this is a good way to quickly see a total for a certain pay item, whatever this 512 SD20. See, there's 365,722 units. Now, for the rest of these columns to be filled in, they're not going to show up until you choose one of these pay items to look at. So let's look at this one. Now, once we've clicked all the way down into the lowest level, um, we can see who the entries were created by, when, the quantity, if there are any pay corrections, they would show up here, the unit, And the description line item, if there was a location tied to it, that would show up here. So that is basically what this report does for, like I said, for pay items. Um, you're going to have this, or for quantities, you're going to have this next level. For other tabs, you're going to have just those first three we talked about. So it's going to be project region again, project type, and then the project name. There won't be another level to sort to. Um, but essentially, this should act as, like I said, sort of a one-stop shop for any info you want to get out of the daily log. Now, specifically
Okay.
for your question, Corey, to do a specific date range, you can add filters here. So if you click that filter button, this is that filter I was talking about where we're filtering out the test projects, but you can add as many as you want there. So say you want a specific date range, you could go in here. Exactly. Uh, daily log equipment is what we're looking at right now. So you can go here, daily log equipment, and then the date. And here you can select a date range. So you can do a fixed date range, you can do a custom time period, and then there's all these preset options, last week, last month, this week, etc. So depending on what you want to see, you can customize that here. Let's say we just want to see this month's data, turn that filter on. And then you'll only see data here from this month, which really means just this week because April just started. So that would be how you get the data from a specific time zone, time range. And then if you wanted to export it, you could export whatever you're filtered to a PDF, an Excel, or CSV. Yep. And let me, real quick. Yes, it will show the full notes filled. Let me show you what the notes look like here. So yeah, once you get to your project, looks like that one doesn't have any entries yet. Hopefully one of these does. There you go. Yeah, so you'll be able to see the full notes from here and also from the other method from the daily log, you would see the full notes entries. Um, that'll all show up on that export. Yeah, and we can take a quick look at the single tool version. Like I said, it's really set up the same way to show the same data. You have a tab for each entry type. It's going to be grouped the same way. It just kind of shows up a little different. But still, it's going to be region, project type, and then the project. Um, and observed weather conditions might not be the best one to look at, but this will give you totals too. It's just a little different how it looks. So you can get totals for your hours operating or idle hours. Um, but
They
yeah,
show
like
the
Tyler
filter
was
on that.
saying,
Yeah.
yeah. So here's where you would pick your filters on the single tool version, which is what Tyler was seeing. So you could still, you could filter it by project name if you just want to see one project. Um, a date for date range if you want to see a specific date range. If you want to see a specific location that items are getting tagged to, you could filter that as well. And then same thing, you can export it just like the 360 report and print it off from there or do whatever else you need with it.